everyone, welcome back to our channel, or if you're new here, hey, I'm Ksenia, and here we talk all about the North Caucasus. And in today's video I have a special guest, which is the first time on our channel that we have the interview format. And our guest is a young lady who was born and raised in Kabardino-Balkar Republic, which is the closest republic to Pyatigorsk, where we are based and where I am at the moment. So she's visiting us, and I'm gonna meet her just in a few moments. So if you're interested to know something about the Kabardin culture, something about life in this republic, continue watching this video. Hey, that is her. Hi! So nice to see you again. I'm good. So hey, this is Madina, and yeah, today she's gonna tell us about Kabardino-Balkar Republic. I already introduced you to our audience, so say hi and
hey guys,
let's get started. Right, so before we start digging everything about the culture, could you tell us a bit about your story, about your life, about your family, university years? So how is it here?
It's a huge story, but I'll try to cut a long story short. I was born and raised here in Kabardino-Balkar Republic, in a small town in the suburbs of Nalchik. It is the capital of our republic. I was born here in a bilingual family. My father is Circassian or Kabardinian, it's a synonym, and my mother is Russian. And I'm the eldest sister in the family. I've got two younger brothers, and the youngest one is 7 years old. I've been living in my republic till I was 17. If I recall correctly. Then after graduating from school, I decided to continue my studies in the city of Pyatigorsk. It's approximately maybe 1.5 hours by car, so not that far away from Nalchik. I studied here, and I've got here bachelor and master degree in linguistics. That's why I speak English and German languages.
In addition to
Russian, I would consider Russian as my mother tongue, and also Circassian. I speak and understand Circassian, but I can't say that I speak Circassian in such a profound way, but it's more than enough for my daily use. So I understand perfectly the locals, but you know, when I'm speaking Circassian, it's a kind of weird because I have this peculiar Russian accent while speaking Circassian, and for me it's a bit uncomfortable. That's why to be honest, I'm trying to avoid such kind of situation and to speak Russian, because generally in my family we speak Russian, and only from time to time we exchange a couple of phrases in Circassian.
And what about your school? Did you have Circassian as a separate class, or some of your teachers spoke this language to you all, or how was it?
In my school, but I can say in general, in all schools it was a compulsory subject, and it doesn't matter if you are from a Russian family or a mixed marriage, you have to learn this language because you live in this republic. But nowadays it's a bit different, because I can't recall, maybe a couple of years ago it was, there was a bill about national languages, and it stated that it's not a compulsory subject anymore, and parents can decide on themselves if the child needs to learn this language or not.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. And what about learning the other languages? Like, how many people around you from your republic you know who would also speak English that well as you do?
It's a tricky question because in this case we have to distinguish between age groups, because if we speak about elder generation, in this case I would say that the older generation, they do not speak any foreign languages. They speak national language, the language of the ethnic group, plus Russian, because it's an official language. But if we take the younger generation into consideration, in this case, there is more hope and the chances are much higher, because at schools we've got currently 2 foreign languages. It's compulsory to learn at least 2 languages, no matter if English plus German, English plus French, depends on school. That's why the younger generation, I would say that maybe 10% roughly can speak English.
Okay, that's interesting. What about traditions in your family and in your republic in general? Do you have anything special, any special traditions? Or do you maintain any traditions of your culture?
It's a complicated question because, as I've mentioned, I was born and brought up in a mixed marriage, and it makes a bit difficult for me to feel myself belong to one or another group. But yeah, I can say a couple of words about national cuisine because it's a part of our daily life. It's a bit mixed for us, but not only for my family. It's a bit mixed up for all families in Kabardino-Balkar Republic, because we're a part of Russia, and all our traditions, they are somehow intertwined with Russian traditions. Means, for example, my mother can cook all the dishes from Russian cuisine mixed with Circassian cuisine, and even some dishes from Balkar cuisine, and she taught me also to cook, so I can cook borscht or Russian pancakes, blinis, for example, along with Circassian dishes, for example, jetlibje. It's a kind of chicken dish in a special kind of sour cream sauce, and it's served normally with pasta, but pasta not in Italian way. It's a kind of millet porridge, pressed, and then you serve it instead of bread with this sauce or with the gravy. I haven't tried it actually, so you have to.
Yeah, I've been to Kabardino-Balkar Republic many times, but unfortunately I haven't tried it yet, but yeah.
It's delicious, you have to.
The best dish I know from your republic is cuisine. Can you cook it as well?
To be honest, no. My mother can.
So you don't feel pressure from your family that you have to be able to cook? As a girl, yeah.
I can't name it like pressure, because mother taught me how to cook, and she said it's an essential way for a girl here. I can cook, but I'm not that fond of cooking in general. That's why we divided our household duties with mother. So she's responsible predominantly for cooking in our family, and I'm responsible for cleaning, dishwashing, and such kind of things. And it works for our family, but I can cook, yes.
So you said that you live with your parents at the moment. So how would you describe the situation in general for the Republic? At what age girls get married, and yeah, what is your experience? What your family tells you about that?
Well, my family is quite democratic in that manner, and I don't feel forced to be married, so they are open to it, but I don't feel any kind of pressure. But in general, if we speak about marriageable age, earlier it was normal that girls get married maybe in early 20s, but now the tendency is moving in that direction, that this age is slowly switching to mid 20s or sometimes even late 20s. If we speak about men, normally it's late 20s, or even early 30s, I should say, for men.
And what about the size of the family? How large should it be?
There are no prescriptions, to be honest, but if we take an average number, or the number of children in my family and in the families of my relatives, close relatives, the average number 3-4 children in one family, because our society is a bit family centric.
Okay, and do you think your culture, how would I say that? Is it a religious society in general?
Maybe it's a common prejudice or stereotype about our republic, that our republic belongs to very religious republic, but from my point of view, we are a secular republic, because in spite of the fact that the majority of population, they are Muslims, but if we compare our republic, for example, with other republics like Chechnya, we haven't got any kind of strict prescriptions about clothing, about headscarves, and so on and so forth. So I would say that we are more secular than religious.
So my next question would be, what's your cultural identity then? Because you've mentioned so many things. You travel quite a lot. You live in a bilingual, bicultural, if there is such a word, family. And so what do you feel inside? Who are you?
Well, it's a very controversial question for me, because I can't say that I feel purely Russian or purely Circassian. It depends on the context, depends on the situation, I would say, because sometimes when I'm, for example, outside the Republic in Central Russia, I'm more prone to say that I'm Circassian, because when you're in Central Russia, Russians would understand that there is such kind of cultural diversity. It would be perfectly fine. When I'm abroad, I tend to say that I'm Russian, because I'm not sure that foreigners would perceive the same idea, the idea that I would like to tell, and maybe it's a bit difficult for them to understand that Russians are different. There are more than, if I'm not mistaken, more than 160 ethnic groups.
Exactly. Yeah.
All around Russia, and it would be a bit difficult to explain the whole idea to a foreigner.
To specify exactly. And I was also talking to people in different countries in Europe and some Americans, like, what is it for you when I say that yes, I'm from Russia, but I'm not Russian? So for them, it's a very controversial expression then, because in the US, since you moved to this country, you got the passport, you got all the rights as an American, so yeah, then you have an American culture or something. There is also no such a word as in Russian. We have Ruski as a belongingness, some culture, and Россиянин, which means that you are from the country, but it doesn't show your
nationality and
cultural,
national
cultural belongingness. So yeah, that's a very interesting topic, and therefore my question is following: do you hear sometimes the stereotype from the other Russians? Are they asking you anything about your culture, or how is it?
Well, I think that there are plenty of stereotypes about, not only about Circassians, but about Caucasian, Highlanders in general. Maybe the most common is about our family clans, that they are quite big, but it's true. Partially it's true. I can't deny that. One more prejudice, maybe about religion, but we've discussed it as well. So they think that all people from Caucasus, they are very religious, they are 100% Muslim, but there are so many other religions. What else? Maybe about the difference between those two major ethnic groups in our republic, because people from Russia, from Central Russia or any other regions different from North Caucasus, they mix those two cultures, Circassians, Kabardinians and Balkars. They think that it's one community, one ethnic group, because we live on the same territory, and it's logical that we belong to one and the same ethnic group, but it's not that. I mean, what is the language you speak? And I said Circassian or Kabardinian, and they were a bit surprised, because they thought it was, how was it called? It can be translated as Circassian Balkar in one word. And yes, it was
Kabardino-Balkarian language.
yes, that's it. And it was quite funny. But in fact, these are two absolutely different ethnic groups. And historically, Balkars, they lived in highlands. They're Highlanders. And Kabardinians or Circassians, the group that I belong to, they lived in lowlands. So they were separated by this geographical thing, and it's not the only reason why we are different. We have different language. Balkar people, they speak the language which belongs to Turkic branch or language family. That means that they can understand Turkish and some languages from Altai Republic, for example. And as for Circassian language, it belongs to northwestern branch of families, of Caucasian families, and we can understand such ethnic groups as Ebhas, Ebels, and also a group from another republic, Adygea.
And then we come to the quick question session. So what are the 3 places you would recommend anyone to visit in your republic?
It's difficult to choose only 3.
Sorry.
Well, maybe I can suggest 3 different parts of republic, not 3 different places, because there are plenty of them. But I would suggest to visit, of course, Elbrus region, because there are so many trekking routes and so many things to see, different glaciers, lakes, waterfalls. So Elbrus region, one. What else? Maybe Giresun Valley as well, because the road is just magnificent, because you see the Elbrus from another side, from the northern side, and it's different, and it's just magnificent. Number three, maybe the village of Upper Balkaria, because there are family towers and the ruins of ancient village that was settled by Balkar people
Okay, and the final question is about culture such as music or song. Do you have anything to recommend or something what you like from your culture? We just put it right after this video or put the link down below.
Okay. Maybe the first thing that comes to my mind is the episode of dancing. This kind of dancing is performed by a very famous ensemble called Kabardinka, and this kind of dance, it is called Kabardino-Balkar.
Wow, I could never pronounce this. Can you say it again?
Kabardino-Balkar.
Kabardin?
Balkar. As that means a nobility, a dance of Circassian nobility. That means that the form and manner of dancing, it symbolizes honor and pride of Circassian people. So you surely need to listen to this music and to watch this dancing performed by this ensemble.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for all the information that you gave us today. It's a lot to think about. It was very interesting also for me, although as you said, Nalchik and Kabardino-Balkaria is just 1 hour away from Katagorsk, which is my city of birth, and yeah, still I've learned a lot of new, so thank you very much for coming. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you also liked it, and if so, please click the buttons and also follow up for new videos. Click the subscribe button, and yeah, right after this video you're gonna listen to the song and the dance she recommends us. So see you guys, bye bye.
Bye bye.